and we are launching a campaign, a 2-week challenge where we are going to commit to no added sugar. Bonnie, this was your idea. Do you want to tell me more about it?
Yeah, so I've been thinking for a while about the idea of breaking up with added sugar and processed foods and how they're relating to our reward system in our bodies, especially during this time when everyone's really struggling with anxiety and depression. It's been a really tough time for everyone, and it's definitely not helping our systems to be constantly bombarded with this very kind of mildly addictive substance. So I was thinking this is actually a really good time to kind of do a fresh start, to do a cleanse and really remove this barrier from helping ourselves achieve better mental health and better physical well-being.
Everything you just said made me so happy. um, Sugar, in my opinion, it's my most addictive substance. I am like, every time I have one bite of sugar, my brain just tells me I need 7 more. And like, thankfully, I have experience and maturity and enough nutritional education and information to know it's not good for me. But I still feel it. I still feel it. And I find myself, it's almost a slippery slope, right? And yeah, 2019, 2020, gosh, we're in 2021. 2020 has been challenging. And because of all of these outside chaotic situations, I find myself trying to have mini celebrations at home, mini celebrations at work. And yeah, I've definitely used sugar as a coping mechanism. So I was thrilled when you suggested this, and I can't wait to participate. Shiloh, what about you?
Oh, I am so excited to participate in this. I think just coming off the holiday season, with all the extra sugar and delicious things at gatherings and stuff, I'm really excited to take a break. And when I saw the recipes and the plan that Bonnie put together, I was like, can I start now? It looks so good. And just like switching back to those healthy habits to get me feeling really good again.
Yeah. So, Shyla, do you mind explaining to our listeners what your background is and the little
Yeah.
extra something special you brought to this plan?
Yeah. So, my name is Shyla Shower. I am a doctor of naturopathic medicine, focusing on digestive and gut health. The thing that I'm bringing to this is a few little tips to help you get through those sugar humps, and then also a very special herb that I have used in the past, and it is a friend and a foe because after ingesting it, you can't taste sugar, and it does ruin eating sweets. It's a very wonderful plant. So we will be talking about that in the course. Yeah, so that's sort of what my background is.
And so this herb, where would I go about buying this herb?
So this herb is used widely in Ayurvedic medicine, and it you can get it at natural grocers. You can get it at Mountain Rose Herbs. A bunch of different herbal companies will have it. But I just checked natural grocers the other day, and they have a ample supply of teas, capsules, whatever form you need.
Perfect. Do you recommend a tea or do you recommend a capsule? Will they both blunt the sugar feeling or the taste?
They will. The tea will do it faster, and more effectively. You'll notice it right away. The capsule will, but not to as the extent of the tea.
I am so excited to try this out. Um,
It's such a fun experiment because you don't think it's gonna work. And I've taken it before in the past and forgotten I'd taken it, and you notice a difference instantly. So the sweets you won't taste them.
how fascinating.
Yeah, it's
That's wonderful. So Bonnie, tell us more about the meal plan and kind of what went into it.
Yeah, so this meal plan is what I call no added sugars. And that's a really specific definition that I want to make that distinction between eating sugar and eating added sugars. because, sugar is actually something that we ingest all the time. It's a molecule we find in carbohydrates, and it's very prolific in our everyday food. But added sugar is something that gets put in during a processing of the foods we're eating. And what happens is that this sugar gets slipped into our everyday food that we consume all day long. And that's actually what's causing this strange kind of dependence we have on it. So I wanted to kind of create with this meal plan, showing a way that you can eat without added sugar into it. And then once we've finished the meal plan, that's when we can figure out how to mindfully add back in your sweets and treats. So what you're going to find in this is no honey, there is no maple syrup, there is no sugar, brown sugar, etc. It is just you learning how to really connect with the food that you're eating without having some type of sweet, sugary substance added into it. But we are going to rely on the beauty of sugar, and not sugar, but fructose. I should make that distinction, in fruits, and the natural sweetness that comes from just eating general whole foods.
I love the distinction that you just made there. And for our listeners, Bonnie is a smart cookie. Bonnie has a master's in nutrition, and I just love, love, love working with her. She has a wonderful appreciation for food at the molecular level, but also our interpersonal relationship with food. And from a gut microbiome perspective, carbohydrates are your friend. They're not the enemy. And the carbohydrates that we're going to be featuring in this meal plan are complex carbohydrates, carbohydrates that your gut microbiome thrives on. And if you probably haven't looked at it yet, but once you purchase, you will see some of the days even have up to 40 grams of fiber in them. Hot damn, that's going to be some excellent bowel movements, some excellent hunger control. And I couldn't be more excited to launch this program with you. There we go. Good. Shyla's back. So wrapping up, what do you think our participants need to know before they go into a program like this? Is there anything else that they should know?
What I think you should know is that it's okay if it feels challenging. It's okay if you feel cravings when you first start out. That's actually a really natural thing that our body does. We do naturally crave sugar. We naturally crave fattier foods, especially in this kind of magical, sometimes they call it this, the 2-to-1 ratio with fats and sugars. But what you should know is that that's okay. It's okay to feel that way. We're basically resetting a little bit. We're going to reset your relationship here. But it is a little uncomfortable at the beginning, and just know it's normal, and we're going to be with you, and it is going to get better.
Yeah, I think that's great. Perfectionism is something that I think we should lean into and also let go of. So even if you start this challenge with us and you slip up and you end up having something with sugar in it, that's okay. That's totally okay. We're trying, we're showing up together, and we're being vulnerable here about our experiences with these cravings and our experiences with our habits. And I think when we can do it together, and especially do it as a group and do it with the expertise of a gut doctor, surgeon, a naturopathic gut doctor, and an amazing, intelligent dietitian who counsels patients on these types of behaviors every day, well, what a magical experience.
Absolutely. Embrace those feelings that pop up as you are not relying so much on sugar for that dopamine hit. Just go ahead and sit with those feelings, learn a little bit more, explore a little bit more about what's going on inside your mind and inside your body.
And also, I think this would be a great program for people to do with their friends, right? Have each other to build that community bigger. We'll be here. Everyone else in the program will be here. But if you have a friend that you also want to do it with, I think that would be such a great, fun thing to do together while you're restructuring some habits.
I like the restructuring comment you made there. And for our participants, and even for those that choose that they don't want to formally participate in our program, I pledge to be very open and vulnerable with my journey. Every day, I'm going to be showing you what I'm eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how I prepped it, how my family maybe does or doesn't like it, how I may be loving it or struggling. And I promise not to lie to you. So this is going to be fun. And I'm all about leading by example and not being afraid of my imperfections. And I really hope to see you on this journey.